welcome back to Epic Beauty Fail. I'm Jessica, and on today's video I'm going to be doing a one brand tutorial. Namely, I'm going to be using the brand Wet n Wild. So I do have all Wet n Wild products here that I'm going to be putting on my face. I am going to be applying my products with other drugstore products. So this is a L'Oreal sponge. I've got some Royal & Langnickel brushes that I picked up at Walmart, and some e.l.f. brushes, and this is an Eco Tools brush. So I'm using Wet n Wild products on my face, but my utensils I'm going to be using to apply are all drugstore products. I was not able to pick up any of the Wet n Wild brushes. They had a couple in my Rite Aid, but no eye brushes. So I decided to go ahead and just skip the Wet n Wild brushes. But I am using all drugstore brushes with the exception, I think, of this one Luxie brush, but I got this in a beauty box. So I'm actually going to start today with putting my foundation on. Now, I'm actually splitting this video into two. I'm going to be doing a first impression of the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. I do have it in two colors. I have this one in Shell Ivory, which is fair neutral, and this one in Rose Ivory, which is light cool. And I couldn't really decide. This one has a little bit more of a yellow tint, and this one has more of a pink tint, but it's a little bit darker. So I think I'm going to mix these two to put on my face. If you haven't seen my first impression foundation video, I have posted it yesterday. I'll put a little link up here or up here. I forget which side it pops up on. But look at that video to see what I thought of the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. So I'm going to go ahead and apply this, and I will be right back. Alright, so I have my foundation on. I did use the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Face Primer. If you watched yesterday's video, you'll see that I put that on my skin. And I did end up using both of the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation colors to mix to make this. This is what I'm looking like right now. I'm actually really pleased with the foundation so far. Next, I'm going to actually move on to my eyes, and I picked up this little Sweet as Candy trio. It has a little pink and a brown and a light color. I don't think it has colors actually listed on it anywhere. It does not appear to. So I'm going to go ahead and get this open, and I'm going to start on my eyes. One thing I forgot to mention is I did buy this little individual white shadow. It's called the color Sugar. I actually bought this a little bit ago for a shadow base. So I'm going to use this actually all over my eye to begin with before I start in with the other colors from the Sweet as Candy trio. So I have the color Sugar. I'm going to use this and I'm going to use this color as a shadow base. So I'm going to go ahead and fill my brush up with that, tap off some of the excess, and let's get started. I did not put any primer on my eyelids. Okay, and that has a little bit more shimmer than I thought it would, but that's okay. Next, I'm going to move on to my Sweet as Candy trio. And it does have two little brushes in it, which I am going to take out and put aside. I'm going to go in with the one that says Crease, this brown color here, with my angled shader, and I'm going to get that and put that right in my crease, just like it says to do. So, fill that up. Some of you said make sure you start on the outside and move in, so I'm going to try to remember to do that. I know I'm horrible at that, but I'm going to try to remember to do that. Alright, so that's not super pigmented, but I was able to build it up. Next, I'm going to take the pink color that says Eyelid on it, and I'm going to put that, you guessed it, all over my eyelid. So I'm going to go ahead and use my brush here, get some of the pink. Now that's a little bit more powdery than the crease color was. I'm going to put that all over my eyelid. Again, it's not super pigmented, but it's not horrible either. This white one here says brow bone, so that's exactly where I'm going to put that one. Right along the brow bone. So my foundation's starting to feel a little bit tacky. I did get the Wet n Wild Photo Focus pressed powder. So I'm gonna put a little bit of this on my face because this is starting to feel a little bit tacky. I'm gonna choose my Royal & Langnickel powder brush. Okay, and I just put that on my cheeks because I do intend to still put some concealer on, but I want to finish my eyes first. So I did just put that on my face to sort of like set the foundation. Okay, next I am going to put on some mascara. I purchased the Wet n Wild Renegade mascara here. This is in the color Brazen Black. So I like the little packaging. It is very cute. I go ahead and open this up and put on some mascara. Now I might come back to my eyes in a little bit. I do have some other face products that I might add to my eyes, but there we go. The brush is kind of unique. At least for my taste, I haven't used anything quite like this before. It does have the little ball on the end. I'm gonna go ahead and put this on. I am not sure that I like the little ball in the end. Sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. I like that I can grab every last lash, which is nice. But then on the inside here, I feel like I'm poking myself in the eye, so. I did get some mascara on my face. I will get that cleaned up here in a minute. Get my other eye. So this is what it looks like with only just one coat on, and I'm actually really impressed with this mascara. It's actually not the best mascara I've ever used, but it's actually really nice. My eyelashes are sticking together a little bit because it's still a little wet. All right, next I'm gonna actually go in with some concealer. I haven't done my under eye concealer just yet. I'm gonna go in with my Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer. This is in the color Light Ivory. Not sure if this is light enough, but this is the lightest color they had in my local Rite Aid. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this just underneath my eyes. And I'm going to use my damp sponge and just get that blended in. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get that set real quick with my pressed powder. So I'm not trying to bake, I'm literally trying to set the concealer because I found that concealer really tends to crease up on me. So I'm trying to get that set fairly quickly. And it still seems to be like right into every single line I have. But we'll work with it. All right, so that concealer's not horrible. It's not horrible. Okay, next up, I'm gonna go on to my contour. I did buy the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Contouring Palette, and this is in the color Dulce de Leche. All right, there they are. I'm gonna take my Eco Tools brush here, and I'm just gonna dip right into the contour color. And, whoo, that is way more powdery than I expected it to be. Got a little bit too much powder here. All right, we will work with it. So I'm gonna try to get some of that off my brush. I'm gonna try a little bit of the highlight color and see if I can get a little bit of that on my forehead to try to set that a little bit better. Next up is my Wet n Wild Color Icon. This is the blush in the color Apricot in the middle. So I'm gonna get this opened up. It does have a little brush in here. I'm just gonna get rid of that. I'm gonna go in with my Luxie 522. This is the tapered highlighter brush. And I'm just gonna use this, swirl that in there. It's a nice peachy color. So that's not too bad. It's not super pigmented, but I did not want a super pigmented blush either, so. All right, next is the highlight. I got the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Highlighting Powder in the color Precious Petals. Okay, so here it is. It's just a nice peachy highlight, which is what I wanted. I'm gonna go ahead in with my Royal & Langnickel Highlighting Glow. Get a little bit of that on my brush. So I think what I'm gonna do is take my contouring palette. I'm gonna go back into the dark brown color there, and I'm gonna take one of my eye brushes. I'm just gonna take a little bit of that brown, And I'm going to work it into the outer corner of my eye. I am going to take a little bit of that highlighter color, and I'm going to put that just on the inner corner and the inner corner of my eyes. I think I'm going to go ahead and put a second coat of that mascara on. I did buy one other Wet n Wild product that I have not yet tried on my face, other than my lipstick. I'm getting to my lipstick, but I bought this Wet n Wild Mega Clear Brow and Lash Mascara, and it's just a clear gel. I'm gonna actually put this in my eyebrows. So I'm gonna go ahead and use my spoolie and just comb them out a little bit, and then I'm just gonna put that gel into my eyebrows to keep them in place. Okay, and I think what I'm going to do is take a little bit of that contour color and just put a little bit of that in my brows. So the final step then is going to be put my lips on. I do have the Wet n Wild Liquid Catsuit Matte Lipstick. This one is in the color Pink Really Hard. And I'm going to put this on my lips. Since my eyes are pretty much a neutral color, I decided to go with a little bit brighter of a lipstick. And I actually did already have this one, so I think I'm just going to go in a little bit more with the pressed powder just to make sure that everything is set in place. Okay, so here's my final look. I'm going to actually go call my husband and ask him to come up and take a look. Just as a real quick first impression, I like some of these products more than others. The Liquid Catsuit, I do like this. It does dry down very matte very quickly. I mean, I literally just put this on seconds ago and there's no transfer whatsoever. So I do like these lipsticks, except that they do have a tendency to make my lips feel a little dry. The contouring palette was actually not too bad. The brown is very pigmented, but it's also very powdery. The blush is okay. I mean, it's just a very, very soft blush, but that's what I was looking for. The highlighting powder, I'm actually really impressed with. I think this is only like $5 or $6, but it really does shine. I mean, you can see my highlight. It's very, very shine. I really like this mascara. It's not, like I said, it's not the best mascara I ever had, but it's only $6. So, I mean, it's actually really decent for $6. The concealer, I would say, is probably just as good as most of the other concealers I've tried so far. I have a couple more that I want to try, but given the way that concealer usually sits underneath my eyes, it's all right. I mean, I'll use it again. The pressed powder I really don't like very much. Actually, I looked in this while I was trying to do it, and there is actually a crack in the powder already. I don't know that the camera's going to pick that up, but there's a crack right down here along the powder. I'm not real impressed with this. And the eyeshadows honestly had very, very little pigment. I was able to build some of it up, but most of my pigment actually came once I put the contour brown color in my eyes. The pink is still there a little bit, but it's not very pigmented at all. But I think this was only like $3, so that's not too bad. The foundation, right now it's okay. I feel like it's starting to oxidize on my skin already. But if you want to go back and look at my video from yesterday, you'll get a full review on the foundation. So there's that. I'm going to call my husband and see what he thinks. So I will be right back.
Just out of curiosity.
Yeah.
What kind of look were you going for here?
So this is a one brand look. It's all Wet n Wild products. So yeah.
So yeah.
It's pretty muted. It's not too crazy.
Not too crazy.
You ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. Here we go.
Oh. I recognize that lipstick a little bit.
I have worn this lipstick before. This is actually a lipstick I already had, yeah.
Yeah.
Did it come in the picture?
I thought it was in the picture.
Okay.
My apologies.
So what do you think? This is all drugstore. This is all Wet n Wild, which is some of the most inexpensive makeup you can purchase at the drugstore. A lot of these products, I don't think I've mentioned it yet in this video, but a lot of these products I actually got, they were on sale at my local Rite Aid. Buy one, get one 75% off. So I mean, like, how could you possibly pass that up, right? So I got a lot of these on sale. You'll see a lot of, Wet n Wild goes on sale quite often, actually. So you're looking at me very intently.
Well, I'm trying to determine what exactly you did.
Okay.
You
So what do
did
you
some sort of shimmer on your eyes and around, a little bit around your eyes.
Yes, I did use the highlighter here, which is my highlighter in here. I used a little bit of this on the inner corner. And then the eyeshadow palette that I used, this is just a three-piece palette. Pretty much this was almost all shimmer. So on my eyes, it's pretty much all shimmer. I did use a little bit of the contouring color to mattify it a little bit. So that's why you might see a little bit of like a dark brown mattify or matte
it makes
color.
it stick out.
But the other stuff is a shimmer.
Now, did you use a foundation?
I did use a foundation. I used the Wet n Wild foundation.
How's that working for you?
It's doing all right so far.
Oh, okay.
Why?
It just looks like it's not. It's definitely like, I know some foundations do a really good job of minimizing your pores.
Yeah.
This is not one of them.
I agree, but I'm concerned that might be the primer.
Ah.
I used the Wet n Wild primer.
Oh, okay.
And I'm thinking that might have something to do with it.
Sounds good.
So.
Blame the primer. All right.
It's possible.
It is possible. And yeah, it's a pretty look. I mean, it just looks like a. I mean, the eyes are nothing. I mean, there's no weird shapes. There's no really off-putting colors. You're right when you said it's muted. It's almost like, I would say it's almost a brownish look with like.
It's a nude color. It's a matte nude-ish.
Yeah.
Shadow.
Yeah.
It's not like
the
a
lips
crazy.
are interesting. I would say they're probably the most interesting part of this.
Okay.
Now looks like they're drying out on you though.
They are. Now this Wet n Wild is one of the ones that I've tried so far that is totally transfer proof.
What you mean?
I mean, nothing.
Oh, really?
It totally dries matte. Completely dries matte.
Uh-huh.
Now, from my experience wearing this before, it will start to flake off throughout the day.
I know.
But at least as of right now, it's on there. I don't think it looks bad right now.
No, I'm not saying.
It's totally matte.
It doesn't look like it's moisturizing.
No,
Like some
it
of the
is not.
ones you've worn are look like they're actually moisturizing your lips. I mean, they definitely have that look to them. I mean,
Okay.
the other thing I would say about whatever the foundation or whatever you've got going is, it makes your face overall looks very pinkish.
Okay.
Now
I think some of that is that my natural pink tones are coming through, because I would not say that this is a full coverage. I'd say it's more of a sheer to medium coverage.
Yeah.
But then I also have 2 shades of the foundation here.
Okay.
This one you can see it's actually called Rose Ivory. It has more of a pink undertone to it.
Yeah.
And I mixed the 2 because this one actually is, the Shell Ivory is supposed to be the lighter one. This is supposed to be fair neutral, and this is a light cool. And usually fair is considered a lighter tone.
Uh-huh.
But when you look at this, you can see that color, right?
Yeah, it's pretty.
And then you look at this color, and this one's supposed to be the darker color. And this one's actually lighter.
Yeah.
But it has
I
a
mean,
pink.
Yes.
Definitely has a pink tone to it.
Okay. I just comment on what I see, sweetie.
Yeah.
That's why you bring me up here.
do.
That's why you pay me the big bucks.
So overall, what do you think? Not too bad?
It's not too bad. I mean, given what you told me about the overall cost of probably the look, it's probably fairly reasonable.
I would say with everything I purchased, it's absolutely under $50. It's actually probably closer to about $30 for my entire look.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, how can you go wrong with that?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. So I mean, I think it's definitely, like I said, you're not gonna like win any sort of like super, like I'm so glam,
Oh, I'm glam.
contest with that look, but it's definitely day to day.
Okay.
Like,
All right.
take me out to the ball game look. I don't know. Sorry.
All right, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't already and you'd like to hit that red subscribe button. If you have any comments, leave them down below. Or what is your favorite Wet n Wild product? And have I tried some of your favorites? Am I doing anything wrong? I think my biggest disappointment, honestly, of everything I've used today, it would probably have to be the eyeshadow. And I think part of that is because I've found some eyeshadows that I like so much, and this just really
Left you hanging.
yeah, there was almost no pigment in this at all. And I've had so many really nice eyeshadows that I've used. I can't say that I've used many recently from the drugstore, but even drugstore eyeshadows, I've had some before that I've really liked. But that was probably my biggest letdown besides the face primer, but I didn't have a lot of expectations for the face primer anyway. Other than that, I think everything else worked out pretty well. The pressed powder I wasn't really impressed with, especially since it's cracked already. And the foundation is still yet to be seen. You guys, if you've watched my video yesterday, already know my final thoughts on the foundation, but as I sit here today recording this video, I have no idea how it's going to turn out. All right.
Did you really use all these brushes, huh?
Yes.
All of these ones that I said?
Yes.
Okay. I watched and found out. My gosh, that's...
All right, so thank you for watching Epic Beauty Fail, and we will see you next time.
That's like 14 brushes.
No, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, maybe it is 14 brushes. All right, we'll see you next time on Epic Beauty Fail. Bye-bye.
Catch me outside.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.